Greetings, everyone, and welcome. And this is our orientation for our class, Essential Leadership Leading in Excellence. And briefly, what I'm going to do is kind of give you an overview of our class, our introduction, go over the syllabus and the requirements and all that's needed for you to be an excellent student while you're taking the class. So, here we go. As you know, our course title is Essential Leadership Leading in Excellence. And we're going to just say welcome to the class. And this is going to be a transformational course that is designed to equip, inspire leaders to serve with integrity, intentionality, and with a heart rooted in love. And you know what? That's so important that as you are a leader, that you do take on the role of leading in love. And it's so detrimental to the full outcome of your leadership. Um, it's based biblically on biblical principles and practical leadership strategies. This class takes a deep dive into the power of leading with your whole heart, mind, soul, strength. All of you together leading as God would have you to lead. And once your heart is rooted into that love, you'll see the difference it has, the different effect it has on your leadership and your leadership skills. Whether you're leading in ministry, business, community, family, you will walk away with a clear understanding of what it means to lead in excellence, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and practically. Through the powerful teachings, reflections, prayer, and real life application, this course will strengthen your foundation and prepare you for essential leadership for today's world. And we're going to kind of go over the syllabus next. Our syllabus and introduction. This course is organized into 10 core sessions that will guide you through spiritual, practical components of essential leadership. Each lesson builds upon a foundation of love, the greatest commandment, the challenges for you to examine in your leadership through the lens of excellence. Okay, so the course is going to be a little bit more than 8 weeks. 10 weeks. I believe it's 10 weeks. Because we're not counting the orientation. And this is for you to prepare you mentally for actually taking the course. And I want you to have an open mind, an open heart, and to always enter the classroom with an open mind and an open heart. Because if you come in with a closed mind and not really interested in the class, it's not going to work for you. You have to put 100% of yourself into the class or into the learning experience. You have to really want this. And it's just like leadership. If you're not going to put your all into it, it doesn't make sense for you to lead. But also, on the same token, we want everybody to be introduced to the concept of essential leadership leading in excellence, because there's no one that's not included in leadership, especially in ministry. So I want you to be aware of that it is something that you need to take seriously. And our models goes like this: the greatest commandment is to love in leadership, and that's understanding the biblical commandment to love and how to form a foundation of leadership. Chapter 2 is to lead with your whole heart, explore how passion, courage, and authenticity impact how you lead. That's our second lesson. The next one is lead with your whole soul. We're going to dive into the spiritual foundation of how the soul carries substances in the leadership role. Chapter 4 is leading with your entire mind. Discover the role of the mindset, decision making, and mental discipline of leadership. Chapter 5 is leading with all of your strength to learn the importance of resilience, boundaries, physical stewardship, and that's going to give you exactly the extra oomph when it comes to leadership, um, and actually being a good steward over the people that you have been put in charge of. Chapter 6 is Nehemiah's example of leading in excellence, how he was that essential leader leading in excellence. And chapter 7 is going to be putting that essential leadership into practice. And that's how to connect and your values and your actions through the strategic and intentional, you hear that, intentional leadership. And 8, a final word on essential leadership, a reflection on your personal leadership growth and the next steps in your journey. Okay, we're going to go from there. This is going to be an interesting class, and I want you to really, really dive into it, really, really get the meat of what's being taught, because sometimes these concepts of leadership and how we lead can literally tear a church apart, tear an organization apart. It can destroy if you're not leading in excellence. We don't want to run people away. We don't want them to get a bitter taste in their mouth about people that attend church or whatever. We're all human and we're all flawed, but we can strive toward perfection. And that's what this is basically built upon, is on that biblical foundation of how to lead in biblical principles and with a structure of love. The next portion will be prayers for our leaders, and it's a spirit led prayers to cover leadership in every walk of life or every area in life. And uh, it'll be for pastors, it'll be for country leaders, it will be for just friendships, for relationships of your leaders, and just a well balance of how to pray for um, doctrinal faithfulness, how to have a healthy body, because leadership, just like self care, you can't be a good leader if you're falling apart. So everything comes into play when you're actually in a leadership role. So we'll be going through some of those as we go through our lesson. And the last PS, the results, is what we're going to do is we're going to have a roadmap to being a servant leader. We're going to sit down and we're going to compile characteristics, compile your skills, compile different things to come up with your own personal persona of your leadership, or where you want to grow from there, or how you want to do it. So this is the full goal, is to make you and to help you develop leadership characteristics, and also find out other aspects that you can put together to make you a more effectual leader leading in excellence. So that's basically what our class consists of, and that's our objectives. Is by the end of the class you will embrace the biblical model of love centered with leadership, develop your personal leadership style based on excellence, strengthen your ability to lead through adversity and change, deepen your spiritual and emotional resilience. We're going to be getting into it. We're going to dive really, really deep. And we want you to leave with an actionable roadmap for continued growth. Those are, some of the things, those are the things that we want you to pull out of this. Um, and we also want you to come to class prepared. So let's talk about that a little bit. And what I mean by being prepared is we want you to have your Bible, a notebook. Well, actually, your workbook, if it's copied, would be really good, and a pen, and just what you would basically take to a class. And I want you to be serious about this, to really put your heart into it, because what you get out of something is what you put into it. And if you put your all into it, you're going to get a lot out of it. And I want your takeaway to be something that you can cherish and go back and reflect on as you go back over your workbook and look over the class again and just see where you are, how you've grown, how you've developed, and what you can do to make yourself a better leader. So, this is the purpose of the class. And the main purpose of the class is to deflect all of that negativity around behaviors of leaders. And we want to take the preventative measures so you can be aware of how you lead, how you're viewed, and take that and make it something positive so we can continue to grow the kingdom. I'm going to say bye for now. Thank you for listening. Thank you for participating. Thank you for being a part of this class, because this class is going to be exceptional. You will receive a certificate of completion after you finish. Not only that, you will have direct contact with me. We can communicate by email. If you have further questions, we can do one-on-one sessions. And this will be the only time that this class will be ever offered at this particular level of intimacy. So I want you to stay tuned, continue to walk with God, and continue to know that leading in excellence is a necessity and a qualification that God has placed upon you that you need to carry out to the fullest. So I'm going to say bye for now. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of whatever time that you're listening to this class, and know that we are here for you to help you to grow in excellence. Bye for now. Selma Johnson signing off. God bless.